Hacking data theft attract offences under Indian Penal Code also, not just Information Technology Act. So Supreme Court in its recent judgment on Tuesday remarked that in a case of hacking and data theft, in addition to penal provisions of the IT Act, offences under the Indian Penal Code would also be attracted, and that the Information Technology Act would not exclude the applicability of the Indian Penal Code. So the bench was considering an special leave petition against the March order of the High Court of Punjab and Haryana dismissing the anticipatory bail plea of the petitioner in connection with an FIR under sections 406 criminal breach of trust, 408 criminal breach of trust by clerk or servant in respect of property entrusted to him, 379 theft, 381 theft by clerk or servant of property in possession of master, 120 clause B and 34 of the Indian Penal Code, and section 43 damage to computer system, etc., 66 computer related offences, 66 clause B dishonestly receiving stolen property, computer resource or communication device of the Information Technology Act 2000. The FIR contains allegations of theft of software, illegal copying of database and source code, etc. The present case emanated out of the FIR dated 20 October 2020, registered at Punjab State Cyber Crime Police Station at the instance of 1 TCY Learning Solutions Private Limited, which alleged that some of its ex-employees accused have copied stolen data, source code related to the software of the complainant company and transferred the same to one Exoways Web Technologies Private Limited, the company co-founded by the petitioner and which the petitioner is a director. The petitioner had previously been the co-owned of a franchisee of the complainant company. One of the questions of law raised in the special leave petition was whether the petitioner is entitled to the benefit of anticipatory bail, where his statutory right to bail is defeated by mischievously invoking non-bailable offences of the Indian Penal Code. Senior advocate Siddharth Agarwal for the petitioner advanced, Indian Penal Code has been unnecessarily invoked. When the issue is of hacking and theft of data, then it is the Information Technology Act which is attracted and not the Indian Penal Code. The gravamen of the offence in the FIR is section 43 read with section 66 of the Information Technology Act. It had been urged that the allegations pertain to alleged theft of software and at best may amount to offences under the Information Technology Act under its sections 43 and 66, which are bailable offences. However, the FIR has mischievously invoked the provisions of the Indian Penal Code to deprive the petitioner of his statutory right to bail. It had been advanced. Mr. Agarwal indicated that it is section 43 which speaks of the offence where one, without permission of the owner or person in charge of a computer system or network, accesses such computer or download copies or extract any data from such computer and destroys, deletes or alters any information residing in such computer, steals, conceals, destroy or alter any computer source code or denies access to any person authorized to access such computer. Further, section 66 prescribes that if any person dishonestly or fraudulently does any act referred to in section 43, he shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years, or with fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees, or with both. The High Court has failed to appreciate that the Apex Court in Sharad Babu Digumurthy versus Comment of NCT of Delhi has categorically held that where the alleged criminal acts pertain to electronic records covered by the Information Technology Act, which is a special statute having an overriding effect, the offender gets out of the net of the Indian Penal Code. Accordingly, the allegations at best may amount to offences under the Information Technology Act. which are bailable offences, and FIR could not have invoked the offences under the Indian Penal Code against the petitioner. It had been submitted on behalf of the petitioner. You are saying that this is not a case of theft, agent servant. If 381 of the IPC will not come in here, then I don't know what will come. 66 of the Information Technology Act is hacking straight away, but the misappropriation of the hacked materials is not covered under the Information Technology Act. So the Indian Penal Code would apply, concurred Justice Bose. In the special leave petition, it was also urged that the High Court had failed to appreciate that the allegations in the FIR pertain to the alleged acts of the accused number 1, 2, and 3. One Rahul Nagpal, his wife Harpreet Kaur, and one Ramandeep Singh, who is also a co-founder of and director in Exoways Web, who are ex-employees of the complainant company. That the petitioner has been named in the FIR only on the ground of him being a director of Exoways Web Technologies. As per the contents of the FIR, there is basic breach of trust, and you are part of the company. Indian Penal Code is applicable, noted Justice Maheshwari, further indicating that he has joined in and cooperating in the investigation. The petitioner had prayed for interim relief by way of an ex parte ad interim protection from any coercive action and an ex parte ad interim stay on the High Court judgment, which concluded that custodial interrogation in the case was necessary. Reliance was placed on the 2014 Supreme Court judgment in Arnesh Kumar, where it was held that arrest should be an exception in cases where the offences are punishable with less than 7 years imprisonment. It may be noted that the Supreme Court, in view of the COVID situation, recently declared that authorities should not make arrest in violation of the guidelines in Arnesh Kumar case. Charge against me has been levelled based on the first forensic report. In another report procured subsequently, no issue is made out. Even after perusing the second report, the High Court said that custodial interrogation is needed. A co-accused, Ramandeep Singh, former employee of the complainant company and co-founder and director of Exoways Web, has also been denied anticipatory bail by an order of this court of April 19, noted the bench. If we give anticipatory bail in such cases, it would be cross on our system, said Justice Maheshwari. The bench then proceeded to dismiss the special leave petition. However, the bench added, in the interest of justice, that it is provided that in case the petitioner surrenders before the court concerned and files an application for regular bail, the same may be considered and disposed of on its own merits and in accordance with law expeditiously. And for that matter, it is also provided that the observations made by the High Court in the order dated 17 March 2021 shall remain confined towards consideration of the prayer for anticipatory bail only. Now coming to the facts, the High Court in the impugned order of March 17 recorded that the brief facts as culled out from the FIR are that TCY Learning Solutions Private Limited, complainant company, is a leader in the field of education technology and test preparation, including classroom and online coaching. The company has been in the business for more than a decade and has developed its own software for imparting education. The single bench noted that the petitioner number 1 before the High Court, Ramandeep Singh, who is also the co-founder and director of Exoways, had joined the complainant company in February 2015 as deputy manager marketing and subsequently resigned to set up another company along with Jagjit Singh, petitioner number 2. The special leave petitioner before the Supreme Court and one Rupinder Singh in the year 2018 formed a company in the name of Exoways Web Technologies. The said company is also in the business of providing English language training modules for students and coaching centers for English language test preparations like IELTS through its website 4modules.com. Subsequently, there was leakage of the software of the complainant company. The complainant got to know from the market that a company under the brand name of 4modules.in, 4modules.com was providing software with similar look and use as that of the complainant. Therefore, the complainant, in order to check theft from the employees, created a fake client data which had fake email IDs. The said data was posted on the server of the company, and its access was open to the employees of the company. The complainant was stunned when it received a promotional mail from the 4modules.com on an email ID which was fake and intentionally added in the fake client data which was posted on the server of the company. The said email ID was not used at any other place. It was created to find out about the leakage in the complainant's company. The said data email ID was posted on the server of the company, and its access was open only to select few, and accused number 1, Rahul Nagpal, ex-employee of the complainant company, was one of them. The complainant investigated and found out that the software used by the accused persons is based on the source codes of the complainant software, recorded the High Court. On coming to know that the web applications used by the accused persons were identical to the files of the complainant company, a forensic report was obtained by the complainant company from one WebRosoft Solutions Private Limited, which compared the files of the complainant with the 4modules.com. The WebRosoft report claims that it accessed 10 files from the www.tcyonline.com and 4modules.in. The websites of the complainant company and Exoways Web Technologies respectively for comparison, and stated that these 10 files used many identical files, similar layouts, etc. On the complaint so received from the complainant company, investigation was conducted, and thus the above said FIR came to be registered. Amendments in the special leave petition that the allegation pertain to alleged theft of software and at best may amount to offences under the Information Technology Act under its sections 43 and 66, which are bailable offences. However, the FIR has mischievously invoked the provisions of the Indian Penal Code to deprive the petitioner of his statutory right to bail. It was contended the Honorable High Court has failed to appreciate that this Honorable Court in Sharad Babu Digumurthy versus NCT of Delhi has categorically held that where the alleged criminal acts pertain to electronic records covered by the IT Act, which is a special statute having an overriding effect, the offender gets out of the net of the Indian Penal Code. Accordingly, it is submitted that the allegations at best may amount to offences under the Information Technology Act, which are bailable offences, and FIR could not have invoked the offences under Indian Penal Code against the petitioner. It was averred. Further, it was submitted that the FIR was registered before ascertaining the allegations made by the complainant company, and that too when a complaint case was already pending before the Chief Judicial Magistrate, Ludhiana, on the same cause of action. It was submitted that the said complaint has been pending before the court for more than 1.5 years for preliminary evidence, but the complainant company has not been able to lead any preliminary evidence. The special leave petitioner even advanced that the dispute between the complainant company and Exoways Web Technologies is civil in nature and pertains to claims over intellectual property, and that the same is evidence from the pending civil suit on the same cause of action between the parties before the Additional District Judge, Ludhiana. The High Court failed to appreciate that the complainant company has maliciously and falsely tried to implicate its commercial rival Exoways Web Technologies and its director in criminal proceedings with an intention to derail their business. The same is evident from the conduct of the complainant company in initiating multiple criminal proceedings against its ex-employees and business rivals. Besides, it was contended by the petitioner that the Punjab and Haryana court has, in dismissing the application of the petitioner, erroneously relied on an earlier judgment of the High Court, which was delivered prior to the 2009 amendment of the Information Technology Act, whereby Section 66 of the Information Technology Act has been made a bailable offence. In the special leave petition, it was also argued that the High Court has failed to appreciate that the petitioner Jagjit Singh is only a director of Exoways Web Technologies and is not involved in its day-to-day affairs. It was submitted that the allegations in the FIR pertain to the alleged acts of accused number 1, 2, and 3, his wife Harpreet Kaur and Ramandeep Singh, who is also a co-founder of and director in Exoways Web, who are ex-employees of the complainant company, and the petitioner has been named in the FIR only on the ground of him being a director of Exoways Web Technologies. Authorities cited by the special leave petitioner in the case Sharad Babu Digumurthy versus Government of NCT of Delhi, the conflict between provisions of the Indian Penal Code and the Information Technology Act came to the fore. In this case, on November 27, 2004, an obscene video had been listed for sale on Bazi.com. The listing was intentionally made under the category Books and Magazine and subcategory e-books in order to avoid its detection by the filter installed by the Bazi. A few copies were sold before the listing was deactivated. Later, Delhi Police Crime Branch charge-sheeted Avinash Bajaj, Bazi's managing director, and Sharad Digumurthy. The company Bazi was not arraigned as an accused, and thus helped Avinash Bajaj get off the hook, since it was held that vicarious liability could not be fastened on Avinash Bajaj under the either Section 292 of the Indian Penal Code or Section 67 of the Information Technology Act, when Avinash employer Bazi itself was not an accused. Later changes under Section 67 of the Information Technology Act and Section 294 of the Indian Penal Code against Sharad Digumurthy were also dropped, but the charges under Section 292 of the Indian Penal Code were retained. The Supreme Court then considered if, after the charges under Section 67 of the IT Act was dropped, a charge under Section 292 of the Indian Penal Code could be sustained. The Supreme Court quashed the proceedings against Sharad Digumurthy and ruled that if an offence involves an electronic record, the Information Technology Act alone would apply, since such was the legislative intent. It is a settled principle of interpretation that special laws would prevail over general laws, and later laws would prevail over prior legislation. Further, Section 81 of the Information Technology Act states that the provisions of the Information Technology Act shall have effect notwithstanding anything inconsistent therewith contained in any other law for the time being in force. The other case cited in the special leave petition is the 2018 Bombay High Court decision in Gagan Harsh Sharma versus the state of Maharashtra, where certain individuals were accused of theft of data and software from their employer and charged under sections 408 and 420 of the Indian Penal Code, and also under section 43, 65 and 66 of the Information Technology Act. Therefore, the petitioners pleaded that the charges against them under the IPC be dropped and the charges against them under the IT Act be investigated and pursued. It was further argued that if the Supreme Court's ruling in Sharad Babu Digumurthy were to be followed, the petitioners could only be charged under the IT Act and not under the Indian Penal Code for offences arising out of the same actions. The Bombay High Court upheld the contentions of the petitioner and ruled that the charges against them under the Indian Penal Code be dropped. Proceedings before the single judge of the High Court. The High Court recorded that subsequent to Webrosoft forensic report, the petitioners had approached One Stellar Data Solution for re-examining Exoways website and Webrosoft report, which was submitted at the instance of the complainant company. The application analysis report prepared by Stellar Data was relied on by the advocate for the petitioners before the High Court. The High Court noted that the Stellar report claims that the aforesaid 10 images relied by the Webrosoft report are open source and freely available on the internet. Anyone can use, edit, modify these images since they are without copyright of the original author. However, the single bench opined that the observation made in the Stellar report to the extent we do not have access to TCY online application, and it is not possible to ascertain if a software has been copied, stolen without comparing the source code database architecture and database. A detailed, deep, and thorough comparison of both the web application is required to reach any conclusion cannot be ignored. There is a categoric finding therein that it would not be possible to ascertain if the software has been copied, stolen when compared with the source code of TCY online application. Whereas on the other hand, there is also a report of Webrosoft Solution Private Limited, which had done a comparison of two web applications for PTE and IELTS mock test modules found on www.tcyonline.com and formmodules.in, was carried out both physically and using professional file comparisons tools as appropriate. The two web applications were found to be using many identical files with the same names and identical digital fingerprints, similar layouts, and similar programming code snippets. The report of Webrosoft Solution Private Limited further holds the final PTE academic score report generated by PTE modules of both the web application after the test is completed by the candidate also has strong similarities in appearance, including title of the scorecard graph, scaled score appearing exactly at the same position at the value 26 of the 0 to 90 scale. Provided on both the web application, noted the single judge of the High Court. The single bench concluded that the instant case involves complicated questions as to how the software was stolen and what modus operandi was used by the accused to do so, for which custodial interrogation is necessary, and dismissed the anticipatory bail plea. Other relevant statutory provisions now. Section 66 Clause B, it stipulates that whoever dishonestly receives or retains any stolen computer resource or communication device, knowing or having reason to believe the same to be stolen computer resource or communication device, shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, or with fine which may extend to rupees 1 lakh, or with both. Section 406 of Indian Penal Code says prescribes punishment of imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, or fine, or with both. Section 409 stipulates punishment of imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years and fine. Now coming to section 379 of Indian Penal Code, which provides for imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, or fine, or both. Section 381 provides imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years and fine. Thank you.